knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have married that 19-year-old kid. Hey everybody, it's Alexis, and in this video I wanted to share the few things that I wish I would have known before I graduated from high school. Let's get it. The first thing that I wish I would have known is that you don't have to go to college. I know that they've been just like slamming that into your brain since you were little, and I think that shift is gradually changing. It's a trend that we're trending away from. But I just want to validate that you don't have to go to college if you don't want a career that requires that. And I also want to validate that you don't have to know at 18 what you want to do. So that's why I just want to get this tip out of the way. You don't have to know what you want to do, so how would you know how to choose a major in college if you don't know what you want to do already? With the virus happening right now, more people than ever are taking a gap year because, they just don't feel comfortable going back into the building. And so I think this is a great opportunity to take a gap year. It's a really good opportunity to save money because when I went to college, I didn't really understand the value of money or loans. And right before you go to college, you have all this motivation. You're like, yes, I want to get my degree, I want to get my bachelor's degree, this is what I want to do. But then so you end up, you take out loans. But here I am, that's what I did. So I went to college, took out loans, and I'm now in hindsight, and I'm not motivated about my bachelor's degree anymore. I'm motivated about other endeavors. The problem with that is that I'm still paying loans. And so it feels like a really backward step to be paying about these loans. I have other goals and other places I want to go, but it feels like these loans are dragging me behind. So my recommendation to you is to take a gap year, save some money right now while you're still motivated. You can save money so much faster when you have that emotion of excitement motivating you along the way. The next tip I wish I would have known is to love on your parents a little bit more. As much as this is an accomplishment for you, it's also an accomplishment for them. They raised you over the course of 18 years and they put in a lot of hard work along the way. And as much as this is exciting for them, this is also kind of a loss for them because you might be moving out, you might be going off to college, starting a job, doing different things. That feels like a loss. They're really going to be missing you. And I think one thing that I didn't realize is I needed to show more empathy for that. It's a very self-centered phase of life in general, being around 18, but we still need to remember where we came from and who got us there. So do what you can to spend the last little few moments with them, get some alone time with them, write them a nice card, and really let them know that even though your life is changing, that your relationship with them isn't going anywhere. The next thing I wish I would have really known is that you're going to change a lot. In between 18 and 22 is the time when people change in their lives the most. You're going to change, your friends are going to change, everyone in that age group is going to change drastically. So what that means for you is really be careful about the long-term commitments that you make during this really volatile time in your life. Knowing what I know now, I got married at 20, my husband was 19 at the time, so we got married really young. And knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have married that 19-year-old kid. After a long course of counseling and books we've read in our relationship with God, I'm completely 100% with the man that I'm with now, but we have changed a lot. And fortunately in my case, we've changed for the better, and we both, we kind of grew apart, and we had some really rough times, and then we grew closer together. That is not the most common scenario. Most people change, and then they're like, oh, now that I'm this different person, I really value these different things. So all that to say, really be careful about the long-term commitments you're making during this time. You are going to be a completely different person at 22, I promise you. This is when your brain changes the most, aside from toddlerhood and infancy. So you will be a completely different person. Hopefully for the better, and hopefully your friends will be for the better too. And the last thing that I want to share with you is this is a fantastic time to experiment. In the way that you've grown up right now, your parents got to choose where you lived, where you went to high school, what sort of hobbies you were doing, your friends, the church you went to. And this is a really great time to go ahead and experiment with some of those things. Maybe, you were a math person, like in my case, I became a math major, and I had never thought of DJing, because in high school there are kind of these boxes, and it's like, oh, math people don't DJ. I would really encourage you to break out of any of those boxes. They don't exist out here. So I would really, really encourage you to try new things, new friends, new hobbies, completely things that are completely out of the box for you. And maybe after all that experimenting, you'll come back to the spot that you're at right now, but maybe you won't. Maybe you'll find something that you really, really like. So this is the time in your life where you don't really have any commitments. This is the time to move to a new place, to try some new friends. If you move to a new place, you get to pick what kind of people you want to be around, and it's really telling of who you are. And you might not have had the opportunity if you stayed around the same location with your same reputation and the same hobbies and really the same box you've lived in your whole entire life. So those are my tips for this year's 2020 graduates. I really feel for you guys. You guys are in a completely unprecedented time. I know we said the word unprecedented so many times, but I really feel for you guys. I'm super proud of you. Let me know what new things you start to try. Thanks, guys.